The 19th Amendment to the United States Constitution was a landmark achievement in the fight for women's rights, granting women the right to vote. Ratified on August 18, 1920, it marked the culmination of decades of activism by suffragists who challenged societal norms and legal barriers that had long denied women political equality. Before the 19th Amendment, voting rights in the U.S. were primarily restricted to white men, and while some states allowed women to vote in local or state elections, no federal protections existed. The push for women's suffrage began in the mid-19th century, inspired by the broader fight for civil rights and abolition. Many women who had been active in the anti-slavery movement realized that they, too, lacked basic political rights. The formal women's suffrage movement began with the Seneca Falls Convention in 1848, organized by Elizabeth Cady Stanton and Lucretia Mott. This gathering produced the Declaration of Sentiments, which called for equal political and social rights, including the right to vote. However, the movement faced opposition from both men and women who believed that women's roles should remain confined to the home. After the Civil War, the passage of the 15th Amendment in 1870 gave African American men the right to vote, but excluded women. This led to a split in the suffrage movement. Some activists, like Susan B. Anthony and Elizabeth Cady Stanton, refused to support the 15th Amendment unless it also included women, while others, like Lucy Stone, supported it as a step toward broader voting rights. Throughout the late 19th and early 20th centuries, suffragists used various tactics to push for voting rights. Some states, particularly in the West, began granting women the vote. Wyoming was the first to allow women to vote in 1869, followed by other states like Colorado, Utah, and Idaho. However, at the national level, suffrage efforts faced continued resistance from politicians, businesses, and conservative groups. The formation of the National American Women's Suffrage Association, NASA, in 1890 helped unify the movement, with leaders like Carrie Chapman Catt advocating for a state-by-state strategy. Meanwhile, more radical activists like Alice Paul and the National Woman's Party, NWP, took a more confrontational approach, organizing protests, hunger strikes, and picketing the White House. The turning point for women's suffrage came during World War I. As women took on essential roles in factories, offices, and medical services, their contributions to the war effort strengthened the argument that they deserved full citizenship rights. President Woodrow Wilson, initially hesitant, eventually endorsed women's suffrage, acknowledging their indispensable role in American society. In 1919, Congress passed the 19th Amendment, and it was sent to the states for ratification. After intense lobbying and debate, Tennessee became the final state needed to ratify the amendment on August 18, 1920. The amendment officially became law on August 26, 1920, granting women the right to vote nationwide. Despite this historic victory, many women, particularly African American, Native American, Asian American, and Latina women, still faced discriminatory voting barriers due to poll taxes, literacy tests, and other racist laws. The fight for voting equality continued well into the 1960s, culminating in the Voting Rights Act of 1965, which dismantled many of these barriers. The 19th Amendment remains a powerful symbol of women's empowerment and democratic progress. While the fight for full political equality is ongoing, the amendment laid the foundation for future generations of women leaders, activists, and politicians who continue to advocate for equal rights and representation.